Hey everyone, Not Free Mama here. Today I'm going to show you how to make a Yoda surprise cake. Okay, let's start off with our ingredients. First you are going to need 2 boxes of pound cake and the ingredients that it calls for on the back of the box, which mine is 2/3 cup of milk or water, a half a stick of butter, which is 1/4 a cup, and 2 eggs. And then for my Yoda, I am going to use green food coloring. Now my other cake mix, I am just going to leave the whatever yellow, white color that it will be. And then I'm going to use some sprinkles here. I just thought these green and blue and yellow and black would be fun. You don't have to do that. And then some kind of frosting. I'm going to use the cream cheese because I love it. And then you need a Yoda cutout, of course, because it's a surprise Yoda cake. So this was a moon at one point, a half of a moon, and I just kind of bent it into a Yoda. So if you have any metal cookie cutters, you can kind of bend them into whatever you want. So I thought that would be fun. So let's go ahead and get started. You need a 9x5 loaf pan. I sprayed it with cooking spray and then cut parchment paper in half because I just wanted to really have the overhangs, and then I sprayed that with cooking spray. So we're going to get started on our first loaf because you're going to have to do these one at a time, your pound cakes, unless you have 2 loaf pans. So let's go ahead and get started. I am going to preheat my oven to 350. Alright, I am going to go ahead and start on my first loaf, and I don't know why I said if you have 2 loaf pans. I mean, you can't make this at the same time. It has to be one after another because, of course, one of the cakes is going to be cut up into the other cake. So you only need 1 loaf pan. So now I am going to go ahead and, like I said, mix this with an electric mixer. So it's my half stick of butter, and you want to make sure that is softened. Your 2 eggs, your 2/3 cup of milk, and 1 of your pound cake mixes. So we're just going to go ahead and beat that on a low speed for 30 seconds and then on medium for about 2 minutes. Alright, that looks good to me, and I could feel the batter thickening up, so that's how you know you're ready to go. So we're going to add our green until we reach our desired color of green. Alright, I am really loving this green color. I'm not sure if the camera even does it justice. But I used this over-the-top radiant green gel food coloring. Oh my gosh, I love it. So we're going to go ahead and pour this into our loaf pan, and I'm going to bake that 50 to 60 minutes. Alright, that is ready to go in there. Like I said, 50 to 60 minutes at 350. Okay, my green cake just came out of the oven, and I am going to let that, I just pulled it out of my pan, and I'm going to let it cool, but I think I'm going to put it in something and cool it in the refrigerator so I can go ahead and get my second cake started. Okay, while the first cake is cooling in the refrigerator, we're going to get to work on our second cake. So again, put your cake mix, your 1/4 cup of butter, which is a half a stick, 2 eggs, and 2/3 cup of milk in a large bowl, and we're going to beat that for 30 seconds on low, and then for 2 minutes on medium. And also, I got my pan ready. I sprayed it again, put more parchment paper in there, and then sprayed the parchment paper. Okay, that looks good. So this time we are just going to pour a little bit, just so it barely covers the bottom in here before we put our Yodas in there. Okay, that looks good to me. I just spread that out with a spatula. You just want to give your Yodas something to kind of act like a glue to stick them in there so they don't move. And you also don't want to leave any spaces when you put your Yoda heads in, because if you do, then they can move during baking. Alright, so basically you just want to start cutting up your cake. I just am slicing about 1-inch slices, maybe 2-inch, I think that's 1 inch. And then just put your cookie dough cutter in there. If you can get 2, that's awesome. I may only be able to get 1 out of each one. We'll see. Okay, all of my Yodas are cut up, and I have them in here. As you see, you just really want to put them in there tightly. Then we're going to pour the rest of the batter over top. And I still do have quite a bit of cake left, and of course all these yummy scraps that will not go to waste. Alright, I just poured my batter over the sides and over the top as gently as I could, because you want to make sure your Yodas don't fall. And we're going to go ahead and get this in the oven for 50 to 60 minutes. Okay, well, I'm waiting on my other cake to bake. Like I said, I still had this much left, but I just took all my little pieces and I just crumbled out the insides of them. You don't want to really leave the brown. I mean, I guess you could, and I think after I frost my cake, I'm going to just sprinkle these on top with the sprinkles. I think that would be really cute. My second cake just came out of the oven. It only cooked about 47 minutes, and then it started to break, so I knew it was probably done. I didn't want it to burn, so I'm going to let it sit here and cool off for a couple minutes, and then I'm going to transfer it to a cooling rack to cool completely before we put the frosting on. It's cooled, and I removed it from the parchment paper. Now it is time for the frosting, so I am probably just going to use a spatula or a butter knife and just spread it on as best I can. Alright, that looks good to me. I just frosted the top. You can do the sides if you want to. That's totally up to you. So I only used probably about, I don't know, a third of my frosting, maybe a fourth of my frosting. But we'll use that later, don't you worry. So now I'm going to put my sprinkles on and my crumbles, and then we're going to cut this and see if we have a surprise inside. Alright, our little shredded cake is on top of there, crumbled cake, and my dots are all over, so let's cut it open. Alright, I cut through my cake and it is adorable. You can see my little Yodas here. So we'll see what taste tester thinks. That one even has a mouth. Taste tester, have a little taste.
Okay. Yum. Yummy.
Do you like it?
Yeah.
Alright everyone, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe.
Okay, like and subscribe.
May the 4th be with you.
May the 4th be with you. Bye.